Hey there, Soul Tribe. It's the Joy Healer, Kathy Weiss here. I use my gifts as an intuitive, clairvoyant, and source energy channel to help hard-working women who are overwhelmed by day-to-day pressure transform their lives into one that feels like freedom and is full of calm. This is your energy reading for the week of October 25th through the 31st, 2020. So happy Halloween if that is your jam this week. And as a highly sensitive, I can feel subtle changes in the energy of the world, the rhythms of nature. This is what's shifting right now. It's the rhythms of nature shifting, and it starts to affect us. And if we're not aware, we can get thrown off balance. We can start to feel that day to day pressure building and rising because we need to take a little bit of time to realign to the shift that's happening in the world. And right now, in the Northern Hemisphere, we're really like coming into fall pretty strongly. And in the Southern Hemisphere, rising up into spring. And in both instances, there is this like swirling of heightened activity and this swirling of time speeding up and things feeling faster and almost out of control with all of the activities we're being requested to do and all of the changes in our lives we're being asked to make at a rapid pace. This week's guidance from Source is a continuation. We've been having a lot of continued messages recently. This one is continued from last week in your weekly energy reading and a channeled message that I put out on Facebook and Instagram at The Joy Healer. So you can always follow me there to get additional channeled messages besides what we talk about in your weekly readings. Last week, it was all about be still and feel good and just sit still. And this week that continues with this image in my mind of a movie. You know how like the main character will be still and everything else is like in super fast forward all around them. Things are like going crazy, 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 crazy. You are invited to be that still, calm, watch the storm fly around you, and know that you do not have to react or respond or do anything because the pace of the universe is slow. And the more you can slow down, the more your energy is going to feel good and expansive. Think about when you get into that hurried state. It's so similar to fight or flight. And what happens is we start to constrict, right? Our pupils and our eyes, our vision like gets tunnel vision. It gets narrow. Our body, our muscles get oxygenated and they want to burst. But so there's a contraction in that wanting to burst. There are few times in our lives where we need that energy, and it is a wise mechanism that we have. This week, we are invited to not be in that place, to slow down and expand. Let your field of vision widen. Let your muscles soften. And in that widening and softening, you're going to become aware of greater opportunity. You're going to become aware of more goodness that's already present in your lives. That if you're caught up in the swirl and the constriction and the narrow focus, you'll miss it. It'll blast right by you. And we know that one of the top regrets of the dying is being so caught up in the busyness that they didn't take the opportunity to just feel good and appreciate all that is already present in their lives. We're going to back that message up today with a spirit animal oracle from Colette Baron Reed. I chose this because the shifting energy this week is coming from nature, from the rhythms of the seasons changing and the energetic season changing. There are 3 energetic seasons to 4 calendar seasons, which is why sometimes the shift doesn't line up with what it says on the page, as opposed to a shift coming from something happening in the collective or with the human race. Not that we're a part of nature, but sometimes the energetic shifts that come from human are different from what's happening in our environment. So I just felt really called to bring in a spirit animal in this week to support you. And these messages are really simple. They don't include crystals and they don't include energy healing. I did post some crystals on Facebook and TikTok for the week, so you can pop over to either one of those and go find the post about the energy boost. And for energy healing, I'm just hearing maybe later or definitely one-on-one. If you would like a one-on-one session to get some energy healing, we can do that, but I don't think it's super necessary this week. Here is a nice freshly shuffled deck. When you do work with me one-on-one, you get to choose where in the deck your card or cards are. But I mean, holy cow, is that one just screaming at us or what today? So I'm just gonna put my finger on it so that I can pull it right on out for you. And this is Rabbit Spirit. It says, now is a lucky time. I love that Rabbit Spirit almost looks like she is wearing a fall leaf as a cape, because in the Northern Hemisphere, we are transitioning into fall, but also rabbits generally symbolize spring. So there is also that gracious awareness of the Southern Hemisphere being in spring. And she even has 2 little baby rabbits with her. And in this lucky time, I'm hearing 2 bits of guidance. One is especially for those of you who are mamas in some way in your life. They may be your children, they may be stepchildren, they may be nieces and nephews. You may be a teacher and have school children in your life. But it's sort of like gather them near and just love them for who and how they are right now. You're so lucky and so blessed to have the energy of children around you, because they bring such a gorgeous innocence and adaptability with them into the world. And they're not perfect any more than we are perfect. And that's what makes them so freaking amazing. So gather your babies near and just love them to bits. The other part about the lucky time that I'm hearing is that, again, when you can allow your awareness to widen and start to look beyond these borders that you often create for yourself out here in the peripheral, is something or someone that in your slowness is going to catch your attention and help you make a little bit of a slide, a little lateral slide that will move you forward again in your life in a very complementary direction for the success that you both desire and deserve. But the only way for that to come into your awareness, and you're gonna be like, oh my God, I'm so lucky that that happened, is by having that little bit of a slower, broader, expansive view this week. I almost dropped the whole deck of cards right now, but let's take a peek into the guidebook and confirm the messages that the author intended. That's how I love to use oracle cards, both for myself and in readings for other people. First, I look at the image, I feel the image, and I notice what thoughts or feelings arise for me and what guidance I'm hearing for me. And then I love to read the messages as well, because they give us a different perspective and a different way of looking at our situations, and can help give us even more guidance. It says, A sunny meadow calls, and rabbit spirit appears to lead you out of your dark warren into the light so that you can participate in fertile and beautiful experience. It may be safe below ground, but the magic happens when you come out and take the risk of being vulnerable and co creating something new. So, this idea of like the dark, safe warren underground, that's this. This is the blinders and just allowing yourself to be swept up in the busyness of day to day life, and that there are missed experiences. So, coming out into the light and into the magic and into the did it say co creation? I want to double check. Yes. And into the co creating of something new, that just reaffirms that when you turn your attention to that which was in your peripheral and make some sort of new connection with another human being, or yeah, I'm mostly what I'm hearing is another human being that maybe you weren't quite giving your awareness to, that there is going to be something new that happens that slides you forward. Same amazing life, slightly different track, still straight ahead into amazing, wonderful, glorious experiences for you. I am reminded to remind you your soul is here for growth and expansion. Your soul is here for experience, and your soul is here for joy. And when you can let yourself slide on over there, all of those things will be amplified, and it is going to feel so good and so powerful and so freeing and so amazing. And that is the love that I am sending to you for this week. Please tell me in the comments what was most powerful or resonant for you about the messages and the reading that came through this week, and I will definitely reply to you. You guys are awesome. I love you so much, and I will see you again next week for another energy reading. Namaste. Bye, guys.